Welcome to Table Talk at the Mud. I'm Justin.
I'm Alex.
Backhanded.
Backhand?
So, are we doing two hands?
Yeah.
So, 2 episodes ago, we were just chilling out in the backyard and we were talking about nonsense.
Nonsense.
It's not nonsense. These are straight facts.
Interesting things.
Yeah, so today we're going to touch on a few of those topics because we did a little bit more research.
Well, research.
The first thing is about this little guy.
Look at him.
The T-Rex. Now, I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
What?
I'm just kidding. No, I'm a huge dinosaur fan.
Okay, there we go.
And the T-Rex is not my favorite dinosaur, believe it or not. What do you think it is?
Triceratops.
Triceratops. That's my favorite dinosaur.
Well, why? Is there a backstory to that, or is it just...
No, I love the way it looks. I love who it is. I like its vibe. You know, it's good.
Alright,
Yeah.
Alright, I dig it.
So we did a little research on the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, what we were looking for is, in our last talk, we were wondering if the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the dragon were the same thing. Like, if we were looking at different fossils, and if we thought that maybe they were the same thing. Like, maybe the T-Rex could fly. Like, that would be fucking insane. And the reason we were thinking that is because these arms resemble, strikingly, bird arms without the feathers.
I mean, he's a little beefy on this.
This guy's
he's
a
big
little
going to the
beefy.
gym.
But, like, you know, the arms of a T-Rex do resemble
exactly
a
bird.
bird's
Like, if you take their
arms.
skeleton, yeah.
And I wonder if anybody's thought of that, but, like, we Googled it, and, you know,
really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were going through a bunch of the different things, and they didn't say really anything about T-Rex being a dragon.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it could be.
It has potential.
It has
It
potential. But there's a few facts that we stumbled across that kind of explain what a T-Rex is. And you and I talked about this a little bit. One, the first thing we learned about the T-Rex is he had a mullet.
Hurry on, man.
He did. He had a feathery mullet. So, like,
yeah.
from here to here was all, like, a feathery, like, kind of a fluffy feather mullet, like baby birds.
Maybe that's why they could catch your prey so easily. Because if someone's coming towards you with a mullet, you think they would just want to party.
Yeah, so, like,
oh, this
T-Rex
guy's
is ready
coming
to...
to me, he wants to chill.
He's ready to shotgun a beer, and he's like, oh, no, he's ready to chew on my leg.
Yeah, kill me, fuck.
Yeah. So, he had a mullet here, and then he had a feathery tail, like the tip of his tail was feathery. That's their best guess. There are a few fossils that did have preserved feathers, but none of the T-Rex. Now, the reason that they think that there was a feathery mullet here and a feather here is that there were T-Rex ancestors. Now, this is where it gets kind of interesting. So, the reason that the arms are unusable, the reason that they think that they're so small, is they think that it's an unusable appendage. Just like the humans have, we have wisdom teeth and an appendix, which were used for different things 2,000 or 3,000 years ago.
Were they?
Yeah, because we had a different diet.
It's true.
They're both diet-related appendages.
Yeah, okay.
So they're thinking that the arms of a T-Rex are much like the appendix or wisdom teeth of humans. Now, that being said, what did he have before?
Fucking wings.
What was it? Was it wings? Did the T-Rex have wings?
What else would he... I mean, unless he just had massive arms, but...
Like if the T-Rex was jacked.
He was fucking jacked. But... I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's not plausible. So one thing that I did look up is the T-Rex had a life cycle of 30 years. And the T-Rex from birth to death gained 1,700 pounds a year.
Damn.
It's a lot of weight. Now, that being said, that might be why his arms went away. He could fly when he was young, but the heavier and heavier he got, the wings were useless. Couldn't pick up that fat body.
Fat ass body. But then... why did he have wings to begin with?
Why does anything have wings?
I mean, to get away from, you know,
Him.
Danger.
Well, I mean, look at like a bald eagle or something. That's an ultimate predator. They're eating goats and shit. They have wings.
Not a bald eagle. Like the harpy eagles are like.
Harpy eagles are bigger, but bald eagles are huge, and they will eat a goat.
I don't know if they eat goats.
Yeah, there's that video of a bald eagle picking up a goat and
I don't think
dropping
that was
it down
a bald
the
eagle.
cliff.
I think that was like a harpy eagle or
It was a bald
a
eagle.
condor.
It was a bald
Them
eagle.
bitches are huge.
Condors.
They picked up a child. Have you seen that video?
A condor can pick up much more than a child.
I know, but have you seen the video of it picking up a child?
No, but I know
It picked up and dropped it off.
a condor has 22-foot wingspan.
Okay.
That's twice the length of your car.
A condor sounds like a car name.
Yeah?
The Commodores.
A Toyota Condor?
Condor. I like it. Toyota.
You look like you would drive a Toyota Condor. It's not a car I would drive.
Second generation of the Prius.
A Condor would be an electric vehicle or a hybrid?
That's all that's being made these days.
How is the Prius even
A thing still,
a thing still?
right? With the Tesla.
It was cool
when
10
it
years
first, 'cause
ago.
it was the first thing.
It was the first thing, but it's not the first thing anymore. The
Now it's
Tesla
just-
is so much
yeah.
cooler.
Now it's like a hatchback VW Bug or something.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah, the Prius is pretty lame.
Sorry.
Y'all need to come up with something better, because the
Yeah.
Prius makes driving electric cars look stupid.
Sure.
Honestly, the Tesla's the only company that was like, man,
We got it down.
this could be cool. You
Have
could
you
drive
seen,
an electric
the
sports
new
car.
the new Mustang, electric Mustang.
It's decent. Yeah,
It's kind of like a
it's just a Mustang without a grill.
no, false. It's like a hatchback Mustang without a grill. Thanks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, excuse you.
My apologies.
Mm.
Never was into that, anyways. I like
Into
cars.
what? We just named a whole bunch of stuff.
I like cars with fat asses, though. Like the Veloster.
I know. Yeah, so yeah.
I
Have
has
you
a-
seen
has a
the
fat ass, and I like that.
Hatchback Subaru.
Hatchback Subaru? Like from the 90s? Are we talking Fast and Furious?
No. What? No.
Fast 8?
We're talking about
Six.
like probably like 2008, maybe.
Obama. Yeah, it's Fast 6.
You said 90s.
Okay, but, you know, my time's off.
Yeah, you're old man.
Anyways, I think it is completely plausible that the T-Rex actually could fly. Or do you think it's like a flightless bird, like an ostrich?
Whether or a
Either
kiwi
way,
or something just useless, and
An
but they're
ostrich
still people.
still had wings.
But the ostrich use their wings for
mating.
What would they use those to? I hate using that for mating, man.
But if it had feathers on it, it probably did. The website I saw with the mullet, they were saying that the mullet was for mating.
it is. Moles are making a comeback these days, man.
Yeah, you
Dudes
got
are
a mullet,
using it.
you're mating. That's,
Damn right.
that's a given.
Shotgun and natty light with a mullet.
Yeah.
I'm already sweating.
Would you think it would be cooler if a T-Rex had wings, or if it was how we depicted it in Jurassic Park?
Depends how big of wings we're talking about. If we're talking about like,
20 foot each side.
yeah, we're talking about like,
It has to be 20 foot each
yeah,
side to pick
body
up
length or
a
double.
30-ton
Yeah,
lizard.
I think it'd be terrifying as shit, but it would be awesome.
Now, if the T-Rex had feathers, is it a mammal or a lizard? Wait, are birds mammals?
What are birds?
What's the definition of mammal?
Warm-blooded, right?
Yeah, warm-blooded versus cold-blooded. You're
Yeah.
either a mammal or a reptile. So would he be a mammal if he had feathers? Because obviously that protects you from the sun. Lizards need the sun. They have to sit out in the sun.
They evolved into birds, didn't they? Aren't birds like...
What about the crocodile?
He's a bitch. I don't know. Damn, man.
There's so much shit with the T-Rex that it goes on.
It goes like... It's like he just split into a mammal and a non-mammal.
I
whatever
think
it's called.
of all the dinosaurs, the T-Rex is the most mythological.
He is. He has so many like mystery. Like
There's
like,
so many mysteries. It could be either drastically this type of animal or drastically this type of animal.
Jurassically.
I don't think anybody actually knows what a T-Rex was.
Except for I mean, he was a dinosaur.
Now, that being said, that's another reason I like the Triceratops for all you, archaeologists out there. A Triceratops, it's just like a rhinoceros.
But with more horns
and a fin. But they said that fin thing is not for two reasons. One, for mating. Mm-hmm. It changes colors.
That's dope.
And two, to exchange heat. It's their way of cooling down, like a dog pants.
Really?
They run blood through the fin, and the air goes through there, it cools their blood down. It's their way of cooling.
Damn, man. If the meteor never happened, they'd definitely be like, they had like a whole cooling system.
Yeah, they have a cooling system, horns, they were stocky, they lived off plants.
We wouldn't have rhinos, we just have Triceratops everywhere.
But because of the meteor, they would have been the first to go.
Oh, because
the cloud of ash would have killed the plants, and they had nothing to eat unless they started eating this guy.
That's how it happens. It's the other way around.
So this guy is the most mysterious dinosaur there is, I think. I think most people think he's the coolest because of what we depicted him as. But over the past 30 years, since Jurassic Park came out in 1993...
I don't know. Okay, go on.
1993 is when it came out.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say since they extinct. You said 30 years.
No, since the last 30 years since Jurassic Park came out, we've learned so much about the T-Rex. Yeah, 30 years. Yeah. So, we've learned so much about this guy that it's not the same dinosaur. I mean, he had a fucking mullet.
They should Okay.
You imagine T-Rex chasing those Jeeps with a mullet?
Come on,
bro!
I want to shotgun the natty, man.
Get back here! I'm trying to eat that ass!
What if he was like just the coolest chill dinosaur, you know?
If he didn't hunt?
Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't be cool. First off, this T-Rex, is he gumming, or are those teeth?
Those are obviously teeth. What do you see gumming?
It looks like gums where the teeth were removed.
What? Spiky gums?
I guess.
It's weird, man.
Yeah. So
I think a Brontosaurus with a mohawk would be pretty dope. Could you imagine?
A lot of dinosaurs did have stuff going down their spine. And it was for the same reason, both for mating and for cooling.
It must have been hot back then, man. Everyone's trying to cool off.
I mean, I guess.
I guess they all were cold-blooded, though, right?
Yeah. Which that again, I don't understand, because if you think about animals that were found from the Cretaceous and the Jurassic period, they're all wildly represented as reptiles.
Yeah.
But we know that there were cold places in the earth.
Yeah.
So they couldn't have all been reptiles. Some of them had fur. Some of them had feathers. They had to have. There's
How
no
far
way
back
that
does a mammoth go?
The Ice Age. Mammoths and humans coexisted.
Yeah, I know that.
This, the T-Rex, 66 million years ago.
Could you imagine
As a Cretaceous
existed with people?
A backhoe? What? You say a backhoe
If that coexisted with people. Impossible. Could you imagine?
Impossible.
Yeah,
there's no way a T-Rex could live where there's people. You need this is going by the Discovery Channel, the Bigfoot documentary. You need at least 10,000 of a species to maintain a healthy population.
So you're saying there's more than 10,000 Bigfoots?
There has to be. If they exist, yeah. That's another thing I wanted to talk about, Bigfoot. Now, Gigantopithecus blackie.
That's a hard
was
tongue twister.
This monstrous ape with these huge eyes and these huge hands, and it was 10.5 feet tall. It's huge.
Damn, man.
Huge.
Could you imagine?
And it was smart.
Because monkeys themselves, like gorillas, which are, what, not even half the size of that? And they're strong as shit.
Yeah. So the Gigantopithecus blackie did go pretty far into human civilization.
How far are we talking?
Like halfway. Like, it's plausible that it's still alive. If it maintained, like, I don't know how that would work. Like, it would have to stay under the radar, like, but it was smart.
So it's like a 10.5-foot gorilla, but smarter and
Yeah.
like longer arms.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
That's one thing people talk about is like, they're like, no way Bigfoot could exist.
Why not?
I think Bigfoots, we accept their existence already. If you go to the zoo, you see silverback gorillas that stand upright and do humanoid stuff.
I mean, if a
How's
Bigfoot's the
that
same
not a
thing,
Bigfoot?
but smaller or smarter, why couldn't they
What's
just
the
have
difference in a silverback gorilla and Bigfoot? Like, what's the difference? If you went to the mountains of Oregon and you're like just climbing around and you saw a silverback gorilla, you'd immediately be like, I caught Bigfoot. You would not know the difference. A silverback gorilla, I feel like, is proof that they exist. And we have fossils and you know, like whole species of Gigantopithecus blackie that it's
So there's
totally plausible. Totally plausible. Why wouldn't it be? What if they had lifespans of turtles?
like they just
Like,
die of
yeah.
like they don't really have an age.
Like 200 or
Don't-
300 years.
Yeah, don't turtles not die of age, but they just die of like disease or something?
Yeah,
Can
they just keep
they
going.
do turtles and whales that do that. There's not an actual like
They just live.
they just live until they get a disease or something.
Yeah. What if this has the same thing? And then, you know.
I feel like there would be tons more of them, and they would take over our species. Because if they're like close to being as smart as us, and they live fucking forever, and they have at least 3.5, 4 feet on the average human, and like
Yeah.
probably like 5 times the strength of a human. I mean, I don't think it would take much for them to over-dominate us, besides us having like.
But that's the thing, though. That's the thing, is because they haven't. That's the reason
They're
people
building an
think,
army.
well, you know, you think there's an underground like Bane?
I hope so, really. I mean,
poisoning our
yeah.
water supply?
I mean, that'd be cool. I think there's
So-
a lot of.
Real talk.
What?
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Yes, absolutely. There's no reason not to.
Aliens.
Yes. There's no reason not to.
So, this year, I think it was the Pentagon, the U.S. Navy. I know the U.S. Navy put out 3 videos or
That was
whatever.
actually last year, I think.
No, this year too.
They keep doing it.
Yeah. So they're saying like, yeah, man, there's like 20 documented UFOs. Like, here they are, and we've shown them to people. Now, 2020 was pretty shitty, and you know, a lot of things went wrong. And I think at that point in time, they could have told us like, I have an alien in the White House, and we'd be like, nah, not worried about that right now. We got all this other shit to talk about. So, that being said, they've actually said that it does exist.
Yeah, they don't. There's a lot.
They didn't say there's
But
extraterrestrial
there's
life.
stuff they can't explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't say. Yeah, they
Which,
didn't
if
say.
there's an aircraft flying around that they've never seen before, they have no idea what it is. I mean,
Now, granted, I'm gonna be on both sides of the coin here. It could be a top secret military vehicle. Now, being prior military myself, I know that is
so why
plausible.
would they why would they come out with it themselves?
There's where the issue comes in. It wouldn't be their vehicle. It would be a foreign country, and the foreign country would have to be stupid enough to fly it over.
But why would they
Another
still come
country.
out with it? Wouldn't it be like, oh no, we're ahead of their military? Like, why would they like be advertising there could be another military out there that has more advanced technology than us?
So I will say this: United States is unique in this one aspect. The prisoners run this prison. we get so up in arms about facts and conspiracies that we will push and push and push.
Mm-hmm.
Look, so look at the legalization of marijuana. it just happened because we really, really wanted it. Like, that is it. That's the only reason marijuana is legal now. Because we're like, you know what? This is stupid. We really want it, you know. And then they're like, fine, here it is. And so I think it's the same thing. Like, if you can be a part of like a million different UFO societies.
Prisoners running the prison, or kids running the daycare?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But I would say prisoners running the prison, because if the UFO theory is correct, we were right.
Right.
You know, we were saying, like, we know you got them aliens, and then eventually the U.S. is like, all right, we got them aliens.
Yeah, you got it.
And we're like, all right.
Yeah, but no one freaks out about it. Like, okay.
Because I think in everyone's mind, if you do believe in aliens, you subconsciously don't.
It's true.
Because if you do believe in aliens, you're like, yeah, logically it makes sense.
Yeah.
There's got to be aliens. But like, if someone presents the information to you, you're like,
there's always an explanation.
There's no way, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is blowing my mind. I don't know if I can handle this. Nobody's like watching the news, and then
do you think
the
if
US
they actually presented like an alien and came and
I
spoke at the White House, do you think people would accept it still?
No.
Do you think like, nah, it's a costume or CGI or something?
I don't think the people of the United States will ever accept anything the U.S. says is real. Ever.
It just has to be some random dude with the camera.
Even if the United States came out and said, hey, we found Bigfoot, most of the world, or the U.S. would say, all right, what are you hiding? Why are you telling me there's a Bigfoot? Yeah. Is there a new COVID? Like, what is it? What do you not want to tell me? None of them would be like, thank you for telling us there's Bigfoot. Because that happened in 2020. The Department of the Navy came out with 3 videos that were damning that there were UFOs.
Was it even ever on the news or anything?
Yeah, it was on. I remember CNN reported it. You know, there were other things like that, and nobody gave a shit. Everybody was just like, nah, ain't no damn aliens, and moved on. I think that would be the same thing. I think if the U.S. said like, hey, here's the chupacabra, we've had it this whole time, people would be like, well, if they said they had it the whole time, the U.S. first off would be like, I can't believe you didn't tell me. That's infringement on who I am as a person.
Yeah, it would become a whole different.
It's a whole different argument. It's just like, I don't think we ever will get the truth we want because we don't know the truth we want.
Maybe that's why they don't tell us like actual aliens are real, because they're just like. It will create another problem that it's not even related to this.
Yeah. If I tell them aliens are real, they're gonna start talking about fairies, and then we have to get in a whole new ball game. It's just like they'll never accept the solution that we give.
Yeah.
Ever. Now, this may be controversial because we're living in the times, but like the COVID shots, where people started putting magnets on their arms,
that was debunked.
It was debunked by people who have common sense, but people who do not
still
fucking believe that. Like that is the law for them. They still believe that.
And with this new Delta variant, I'm sure people think it's just like a new thing the government came out with.
It's
so you can put like another thing.
iOS update 29. That's what they think it was.
Yeah.
They don't think that there is any way that a virus can morph into another virus.
Yeah.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
There's always going to be something,
Yeah. But, there's a lot of, like, cool conspiracies out there. One, the T-Rex, I think, as a whole, is a conspiracy. I think that there's too much unknown about it. There's too many theories that it had this, it had that. I don't think that anyone knows what the T-Rex was like. At all. Now, I do believe in the dietary patterns and the exertion patterns, like how fast it ran and things like that they come up with. Exertions on the bones, the teeth. I do think that we're learning a lot in that aspect, but you cannot learn if it had fur.
Or like
unless
the color of it, or the sound of it.
Yeah, the color or the sound of it.
Yeah.
Now, I do think that there is a way to come up with the sound of it, like when they came out with the I don't know if it was the Brontosaurus or the Velociraptor, they came out with where they had an intact like trachea or larynx, and they were blowing through it to make its noises in different pitches, and they kind of got a rough estimate of how it sounded. I do believe you can do that. Now with the human larynx, there is like striated bands that are tissue, and so that's what makes our noise. That's what makes us make different noises. So without that, you would never be able to replicate a human. Like, you can't blow through a human skeleton's neck and make noises. It's impossible because it was all soft tissue. That being said, if the T-Rex had the same thing, it could talk.
That would be terrifying. That would be terrifying.
Yeah. Come here, you son of a...
Damn.
It's possible. It's possible that the T-Rex was the earliest form
of human. What's his name that made Jurassic Park?
James Cameron.
There you go, that guy. Anyways, do you know what he used for the sound of a T-Rex roar?
What?
It was like an alligator, a lion, I think some type of bug. Like, he combined an elephant too. He just combined a whole bunch of sounds together.
To make a T-Rex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it turned out cool.
It turned out cool. I do feel like the T-Rex is the most misled animal in existence. I don't think that we were even close to figuring out what it was, how it worked, what it looked like, anything about it. Now, I think the Triceratops, I think we got a good idea. It's
but we don't know what color
fucking rhino with 3 horns.
Yeah, I mean...
We don't know what color it was. It could have been red, it could have been, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, there were a few plants that didn't have chlorophyll in 60 million years to 160 million years.
Like
they didn't have chlorophyll. So there are plants that could have been blue or red or pink because they didn't need chlorophyll. Yeah. Chlorophyll's green.
Yeah.
So they could have, things like that. There are planets that exist in our solar system that have red plants because they don't use chlorophyll.
Yeah.
They use a different substance to harness energy from the sun, or whatever their sun is. They could have we have a yellow dwarf star.
Yeah.
But what if you had a red dwarf star? Your plant life wouldn't be green. It'd be a totally different color.
That'd be pretty dope.
You had a whole red planet.
Red. That'd be cool.
Your grass would be
like
red.
A blue. But doesn't the color also reflect the heat?
I mean, I would assume so. Like, it absorbs and reflects.
Yeah, like if there's like a blue
sunlight.
sun, wouldn't that be like a lot hotter than a yellow sun?
I don't know. But I don't think that exists.
Bet.
I don't think there is a blue sun.
Bet.
Now, do you know how to tell how far away a planet is?
From the sun?
From us.
Oh,
Red light. You count the peaks and the troughs from the waves of red light. How many waveforms there are.
You're watching Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch a lot of it.
Yeah, man.
Learn stuff.
There's cool
What
things.
if dinosaurs still existed on another planet, though?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what if
Oh, yeah. If we did find life forms on other planets, it would not look anything like us. Nothing like us. It could be dinosaurs. It could be bacteria. What did you find? A Triceratops?
Triceratops not here. Get him out.
Good job.
Save dinosaurs.
Good job.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, this was obviously the first choice of life form on Earth.
What's your second favorite dinosaur?
I never even thought about it.
It's always been Triceratops.
Triceratops is just an amazing dinosaur. I love it.
There's no second, though.
I've never.
You don't have like a top 3 dinosaurs.
I think all the pterosaurs are cool. The ones that fly.
Yeah.
Those are cool. Here's the problem is, they all didn't live in the same time period.
Well, yeah, I mean, people don't realize that, how vastly different the dinosaurs were like at different time periods. Millions of years.
A Tyrannosaurus Rex never met a Brontosaurus.
Yeah.
They're not even the same time period. Triceratops never met a carnivorous.
And it's crazy.
Totally different time periods.
Like, to think how young we still are as a species.
Yeah.
Compared to dinosaurs that lived millions of
Yeah.
years and shit.
Raptors are like 10 million years before the T-Rex.
They were tiny T-Rex.
They didn't even exist. Totally different species of animal.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is that this thing could have evolved. 10 million years? You totally could have
It
evolved.
started out as a velociraptor.
And it just got bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
You know...
Because as the velociraptor went on, maybe their, like, food got bigger and bigger. Their whatever. What they were hunting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's the thing, man. We think dinosaurs are super complex, and it's hard for them to exist. I think it's harder for us to exist than it is for a dinosaur. I think this is the simplest form of life that there is.
Yeah, because if you go back...
Bite and chomp and walk around.
Yeah, if you go back then and think of stuff now,
yeah,
it all seems impossible.
If a dinosaur was talking to another dinosaur and says, like, hey, man, they can talk on a rock.
Yeah.
They can, like, see each other from across the world.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That seems more impossible.
More impossible, but, here it is. We're debating, what a T-Rex look like. So, T-Rex could have had a mullet, could have had wings. We don't know.
Mullet and wings.
The Bigfoot, probably a real thing. It has been documented to be a real thing, the Gigantopithecus blackie. If you are going to Google it, blackie spelled B-L-A-K-I.
How do you pronounce the first one?
Gigantopithecus.
Yeah, there's letters in there.
Gigantopithecus blackie is not the weirdest thing. There was sloths the size of school buses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trees, school bus, whatever. Yeah, there's some weird shit out there.
Mm-hmm.
The Mosasaurus in Jurassic World was depicted to be this massive dinosaur animal.
It was
Mosasaurus.
It really was called Mosasaurus?
Yeah. It's actually kind of small compared to other sea-based dinosaurs.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. Mosasaurus. Alright.
Yeah.
Dope.
I think we broke some ground here. Like, we're conquering some conspiracies.
The next episode, we're going to be digging up dinosaurs.
I wouldn't mind that. There is a dinosaur park close to us. And that's something also I want to talk about as a conspiracy. Dinosaurs didn't exist before 1842. The first one was found in 1856.
Okay.
So, there's another theory that dinosaurs didn't exist at all because they were something else, and we keep making them into things that we want them to be. That is a theory. That is a theory.
What?
Like the T-Rex could have been a dragon, but we call it
Yeah.
a T-Rex because we found it a certain way.
Yeah.
1842 was the first theory that dinosaurs existed.
Was that?
Now, it was a theory. Dinosaurs actually still are a theory. They still are a theory. Now, that being said, people out there are going to get up in arms that, oh my god, dinosaurs are a theory, they couldn't have been real. Gravity's also a theory. Kind of feel like we know what that is, and it exists. So don't get up in arms if you see a scientist say it's a theory. Gravitational theory is still a theory. So like the theories are widely understood that they are a real thing. It's actually really hard to become scientific law. You're over here like, idiots.
Peasants.
I don't know. Well, we just learnt you something. Or maybe you'll learn us something.
Sure.
Comment, share this with your friends and tell us what you think. Do you think dinosaurs are real? Do you think Bigfoot is real? Do you think UFOs are real? That's something that I personally think is really cool to dive into because those are wildly different theories and they definitely impact humanity all on their own scale. I think it's really cool. So if you have any insight on that, or if you have any, kind of, proof that you think, I think that would be really cool.
What if? I know we're just. What if Bigfoot was alive back during like dinosaur times? Like
could have been.
Like they just. Cause frame of even anywhere close to us.
Never died out.
They would know. They could figure out survival, like
Yeah.
what to do.
Possible. I mean, look at the crocodile.
That bitch and sharks.
Sharks.
Yeah. And your mother. Yeah.
Well, that's Table Talk at the Mutt. Let us know what you think.
Dinosaur edition.
Comment, share this with your friends. Tell us, what you think, and we'd love to dive deeper into this and figure out. Let's solve some mysteries. Let's solve some mysteries.
Unsolved mysteries.
I like that show already exists. That's Table Talk at the Mutt. Thanks for joining in. Cheers.
Cheers.